Hello, very good evening to each and every one of you joining me with Belinda Scandal and
me, Mr. Mark Llewellyn.
How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
Well, I was all right until the weather's picked
I know, we were out last night.
What we on?
We
Storm Jocelyn.
Storm Jocelyn. What's the next one? Kevin, is it? Kenneth. Kenneth. It's Storm Kenneth.
Storm Ken.
We were down at Salty Keys last night, weren't we? Another gala evening at the theatre. It was right blowy, wasn't it?
It was blowy from some of the audience in there as well. They were quite scared, weren't they?
It was. I took a new toupee out last night, but that's gone.
That's in the canal somewhere now,
yes.
isn't it? A good show. We went watching Murder in the Dark.
It was very good. Susie Blake was very, very good, wasn't she?
It's a proper character. Although I don't know what by the end of it I said to you what time. Very quiet, didn't I? Because I don't like to come across as too thick, but I literally had no idea.
It's a bit late for that.
No, I had no idea by the end of it. I thought they were going to explain who she was, but they actually explained something else, which added another layer onto confusion. And then by the end of it, I was like,
but then last time we went, you didn't notice the king was dead in The King and I. So there's a bit of a trend, really, isn't there? But yes, it was. I mean, really, it's pointless going to the theatre with you.
I just watch how it's all done. I'm like, look at that light down there. That's clever.
But it was very good.
Very good,
yes.
And our Ash was, of course, at the Rocky Horror Show last night.
I know, we spread ourselves about, don't we? Yes, he was. Was he dressed up?
No, he wasn't dressed up, and I thought he would be.
Yes, I thought he would be, yes.
We've got a lovely show lined up for you today. What's on today's show?
Well, I am having a walk around Stalybridge.
You are indeed.
Yes.
I've been lucky enough to speak to one of my icons.
Yes.
Mr. Brian Conley, everybody.
Yeah.
Who's got a daughter.
I know.
She's called Lucy. And, I'm not going to go anything away. You'll find out more about that in just a few minutes' time. What else? We're also looking today.
Yes, what?
Transport, and the trams in particular.
Oh, yes, our Izzy's been on that, hasn't she?
She's been on that, yes. Unlike some of our presenters who couldn't actually get on a tram.
No, that's very true. And I went on a bus last week, in the snow for the first time in years.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was lovely, really lovely. There seems to plug your thing in, and I don't understand it, but anyway, it's all on there. You could have a day on one, really. Yes.
I'll discuss that later, but there's lots on today's show. Stay with us for the next around about half an hour. This is how your show's looking. Well, many, many moons ago, I was lucky enough to come across a person that inspired me on his TV shows.
Yes.
All that stuff.
Yep.
His name is Brian Conley, and I've been lucky enough to catch up with him just a few minutes ago, and this is what he had to say. Well, now joining us is Mr. Brian Conley. Yes, indeed. And he's with somebody special. He's with his daughter. Introduce yourself, daughter.
Hello, I am Lucy Conley.
Lucy Conley.
And Lucy, it's not by chance that you're joining us, because you are actually part of the show.
Part of the show, and I'm good with technology, so that's why Dad's got me here
today. Right now.
I make a good cup of tea.
Makes a good cup of tea. And she's very good. Lucy does stand up. Lucy does her own little show, and she does improv, and she can sing. So I just thought, well, let's have Lucy. I do pay her, just so you know. But when we do a few bits together, obviously you've paid to see me. But Lucy comes on and does a couple of little bits, which I'm chuffed with. We do a nice song where we sing about "You Make Me Feel So Young," and then we have a lovely Lucy put together a nice video of all stuff that you'd never see, which is holidays and things like that, and
like videos from when we were little. It's a really nice insight.
Not when I was little, because then
I don't think there were video cameras when you were little.
I mean, and this is what her little spot is. Basically saying, what is it like to be Brian Conley, be your dad? And ripping into basically, why do I say basically a lot? I don't know. But ripping into how old I am.
That's what
I used to be on
want.
the telly when it was black and white. But they do want that. And do I really have to do it? Yes, I do, because it's in my blood. And I've always loved live, and I've always loved being in control of it, you know, rather than being part of an ensemble, part of a musical, something like that I've done in the past, you know, and you know, being scared, you know, not knowing where it's going to go. And I get them to ask me questions at the end of the show, you know, about my illustrious career or anything. You know, I'm happy to talk about anything, you know, and I get excited with that because you never know where that's going to go. Obviously, I do a couple of the musicals I was in. I close the first half with that, which saves people money, doesn't it?
I think so. It's like 10 shows for the price of one.
Exactly.
So.
You know, and we introduced Luce up front. Up front, I play a little video of Lucy singing Somewhere Beyond the Sea, but she's 2 years old. And I've got a microphone there. So obviously it's 20 years ago. And then she comes on as a woman, you know, and sings a duet with me. So that's a nice it's weird saying that.
Woman.
I didn't know how to introduce her, but she comes on as a woman.
But I guess, yeah, it is weird watching everyone sees me grow up in like a second.
Yeah, and it gets a real gasp from the crowd because, you know, this is a little insight. No one really knows Lucy's on the show. You know, I don't bill it, so it's a nice surprise. They do now, obviously. But no, it's good fun. I just finished in EastEnders. I've been there 3 years. You're not allowed to do anything else really, and I just really wanted to get out there. You know, I mean, obviously pantomime. You know, you get Christmas off anyway in the show, and to just do these dates. I mean, really, there's only like 12 dates. It's just something I want to do, and introduce Luce as well. And it's just fun, and it's you know, and it's what we need right now, a laugh.
And of course, Brian, you're famous for a lot of catchphrases. Are they making a return?
Some puppets. Dangerous Brian's there. Yeah, Dangerous Brian does a stunt. Of course, I said that right, didn't I? And the puppet, of course. And then the shows. It's basically a little reminder of what I've done and how I've managed to survive for, would you believe, 50 years now. Because I went to stage school, and I was 12, and I got my equity card when I was 12, and I'm 62. So I've worked it out as 50 years. And this year I'm thinking of turning pro. But it's just a full-on fun comedy night, and I'm very excited about it because I've been in EastEnders. I've been in that a long time. And just before that, I was in the musical 9 to 5. Don't wish to brag, but I met Dolly Parton 3 times. And while we're chatting, I'm going to get you a photo of me and Dolly Parton. So
I also got to bump into her in the lift, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So that was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
So, you know, I've been out. You ready? Here we go. Me and Dolly. Oh, this is obviously when I used to dye my hair and things. PC. Yeah, me and Dolly. So, but I was still part of the show, you know. So this is me having fun and doing what I consider the best thing, you know, is going out there, being in charge of your own destiny. And we've done about 5 now, and they're good fun, and we tuned it up, and we're using a big video screen. And I just think people will, you know, basically what has happened over the last 5 shows, everyone's had a good laugh. They've all stood up and given us a standing ovation, and then we've all gone home.
And broaching the elephant in the room, Brian, are you returning to EastEnders?
Well, I'm not dead. I'm in prison. Yes, I blew up CAF, the iconic CAF.
It needed redoing anyway, didn't it?
You're right, actually. I think that's one of the reasons, you know, they were right. It is, no, apparently they haven't changed it. They thought, no, it's too iconic. So I blew up the CAF, and I'm in prison for arson, so who knows? But, you know, I've always been in charge of where I'm going and what I'm doing. So it's what excites me. You know, when I said to my management after, you know, the pantomime, after EastEnders, I just went, I just want to do things at my age. I want to do things that excite me. I don't want to do it just because I have to do it. It's like, right, come on. Bottom line is I've got a very nice pension. So, you know, I can just sit at home if I wish. I do tell the audience that I'm very rich, you know. I also tell them that predominantly my fan base will be dead in the next 5 years.
Well, this is coming to the Lowry on the 28th of July. I'm excited for this one. Brian Conley doing what he should, everybody. A little bit of fun, lots of laughter, and a few puppets as well. And of course, his daughter. It's all in there. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you put your tickets for Brian Conley, the Lowry. It's coming soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you look good.
Did you see that? He said I look good.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Oh.
Well, he obviously can't see as well as he used to. But anyway, I'm sure his show will be absolutely marvellous. Right, I've been out for another walk and I've been in the town of Stalybridge.
Hello, and this week we are in Stalybridge for our weekly walk. Now, behind me is Trinity Church, right in the town centre. It's a lovely church. Lots of activities and events take place there for the local community. It's also where a variety star, a radio star called Rob Wilton got married. Rob Wilton was born in Liverpool and he started in theatre melodramas. You know, he was one of those twiddly mustachioed fellows that tied young ladies to railway lines. Well, he was appearing in a melodrama in Huddersfield, and the young lady in question was played by Florence Palmer. They started going out, they fell in love, and they decided to get married. And the following week in their touring show, they were playing here in Stalybridge, and so they got married in the church behind me. Rob Wilton became famous then for comedy, because Florence kind of developed his act and made him change course. And so he had these popular radio series. He appeared in films. His sketches were seen in theatres all over the country. He appeared in Royal Varieties and all the rest of it. A lot of his sketches are on YouTube, so you can have a look at them. He played a sort of character a bit like Captain Mannering would be in Dad's Army. British pomposity. He would play a policeman, and it was all about filling in forms. His most famous sketch was probably The Fireman, where Florence would come in to report that her house was on fire. There was so much paperwork, so much taradiddle, but he ended with the fantastic line, "Right, we'll be on our way. Can you keep the fire going until the fire brigade get there?" Rob Wilton, well worth looking up. Well, we'll now have a little bit of a walk through the town centre. But behind me is the old market hall, which is currently going through a bit of a renovation, well, a roof replacement actually, and it's used as offices and a community centre at the moment. Now, outside it is a statue. We can't actually really see it because of the scaffolding, but it is of a man called Jack Judge, and there's a First World War soldier looking over his shoulder. And that's because Jack Judge was a musician appearing at the Grand Theatre, Stalybridge, in 1911, and he complained about the music being repetitive, playing the same stuff every week. And he was challenged by the musical director, Horace Vernon, to go back to his digs and write something that would become a hit. Well, he wrote It's a Long Way to Tipperary, and it was played for the first time in the theatre during the afternoon, no band present. We're told that there was a tank full of sea lions who were appearing in the show behind the curtain, and they flapped along for the first time. But It's a Long Way to Tipperary wasn't actually a hit. It was the following year, in late 1912, when the First World War broke out, when the tempo was speeded up, it became a marching song, and he had a hit on his hands. Now, at the bottom of the main street is a rather impressive war memorial and also memorial gardens, and these were used to great effect in the 1970s feature film Yanks, which starred Richard Gere and Vanessa Redgrave. Most of it was filmed here. Stalybridge has appeared on lots of other TV shows as well, from Last of the Summer Wine through to The League of Gentlemen. Behind me is what's left of the original town hall, which I'm afraid was burnt down. On it is a blue plaque which commemorates the fact that the first general strike took place here in 1842, known as the Plug Riots. We have to have a Coronation Street connection, don't we? And Coronation Street has used Stalybridge quite a lot over the years. the football club, Stalybridge Celtic, for example, that was used as Weatherfield County. And a very long time ago, a young lady called Violet Carson used to sing a song which was based on the Castle Hall district of Stalybridge, and it went sort of down the houses, who lived where and so on. And that song, Boughton's Yard, she sang to the young Tony Warren, and she would say later on his This Is Your Life that perhaps he was inspired by that when he came to create Coronation Street. We'll never know, but of course Vi Carson went on to play Ina Sharples. And we end our walk just near Stalybridge railway station, and you have two world record holders, because we have the pub with the shortest name on record, that's the Q Bar, which is just behind me. And then also here we have the pub with the longest name in history. And that is, well, let's have a look ourselves. So at the end of our walk, I'll see you in another Greater Manchester borough next time. Bye-bye.
You do get around a lot, don't you?
I do, yes.
Have you ever used public transport? I know that I use a helicopter normally. You normally use your Rolls Royce.
I do. Like I said at the end, I did go on the bus the other week, which is the first time in a very long time. I do go on the tram every now and again as well.
I like the tram. I'm particularly into coaches at the moment if I have to travel too far for a gig.
Where have you been going? On a coach?
Birmingham, Blackpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anywhere beginning with a different letter at all? Or
No, because all the important things in life begin with B.
Working your way through the alphabet, obviously.
Very much, yeah. But there is a little bit of occasional backlash for the trams,
Yes.
isn't there? I like the trams.
Well,
Tap in, tap out.
Yes, I do. Although I have to say, I don't always feel that safe on them in the evening.
No.
Or late at night.
Well, that's probably why they don't do too much of a late night one, I think. I'd like to think, anyway, for people's safety.
Well, my late night's about 9 o'clock, love.
Oh. Mine's normally 9 a.m.
I need to get home for my Horlicks.
Love a Horlicks. Izzy looked into this and she thought it was a good topic to cover on it, as did we. And this is what she found out about the Manchester trams.
Manchester, over 30 million people use the trams and the Metrolink. But do the people of the city trust the service? Let's find out. Data from Manchester's public transport offer found that only 20% of the city's population can reach the city centre via public transport within 30 minutes. Do you feel like you can trust the trams in the city?
I do actually, yeah. I find they're pretty much on time and they're regular enough for wherever I need to go, local or a bit beyond the city centre. So yeah, happy with it.
Yes, I think Manchester's tram service is very reliable. It gives you up to date information on delays and things like that. So yeah, I think it's very good.
I feel like I can trust them. Yeah, sometimes they're quite busy at peak times, but you know, they seem to be on time now and again, unless they're doing work on the tram lines and they seem to be out of action for a long time. But other than that, yeah, it seems to be okay.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with them. I think they're great. Occasionally a driver's a bit mean and sees you running and doesn't stop, but I suppose that's because they have to go to a certain schedule. Other times actually they've been a bit more flexible, you know, more kind of friendly and human. I find that they're safe. And having the new, swipe in, swipe out, kind of touching your card just on the reader, that makes a big difference actually.
I'd say overall I do. I do have some issues with it though. The main one being it doesn't run as late as I would like. You know, as a student in the city, there's often times that I find myself, in Manchester city centre on a night out, and the price of Ubers just go up so high. It costs so much just to get home, and a night tram would be really, really good. So that, with the cost of living crisis, there's Manchester's such a big student city. I definitely think that it would be good if the trams ran slightly later.
Is there anything else you feel like they could do to make them a bit more reliable, or do you feel like everything's in check with that?
I do think the way it runs at the moment is good. There's a little issue I think personally I had with the payment system. You use a card to tap in, tap out, and then there's one instance I think on the tram itself where they wanted to see the evidence for payment, presented the phone, told that was fine, and then the next day I get a £45 fine, which took about 2 months to sort of reclaim back. They did it in the end, but that wasn't brilliant. And I don't think you can always trust the actual contactless or the tapping systems they have. Various places. I used to work in Urmston. It would have been really useful if I could get the tram from around the corner where I live into centre of Urmston. But maybe that's one for the future.
I reckon just have the Metrolink expanded out a bit more, maybe to like Stockport or a bit further out than Eccles, I think, because then obviously connect more people, because the buses aren't that good in Manchester.
I mean, occasionally, there is some sort of disruption, or there are works on the line, and you just have to kind of go with that, I guess. But I regularly make a journey from Harbour City to Manchester Piccadilly, and really, by and large, once or twice there might have been a problem, but in my 10 years of doing that, all good.
I wish that there was like a student discount. I feel like if you're relying on it regularly, like if you're just visiting for the weekend, I feel like it's all right, reasonable price. Like when my friends come up and visit, they say it's a reasonable price, but if you're using it every day like I do, it does start to, become a bit more costly, and I think they could do like a student discount, student pass, definitely.
Transport for Greater Manchester have given a response to some of the points that the public made. There are currently no plans to introduce student discounts, though we are always reviewing our options. We wouldn't rule it out, but we only receive a certain amount of funding for concessionary travel, so we are limited as to what we can spend this on. Most drivers are considerate and will wait if they see someone buying a ticket or running to board the tram before the doors close. We are continuously reminding customers to touch out and are working to improve customer information on stops, as well as putting out education campaigns to remind people to use the same device when touching in and out. We give refunds in genuine cases, and we've recruited a lot of new customer staff to help people in the second half of last year. Just this month we've upgraded the inspection devices too, so they are more accurate and more reliable. That should be reassuring to fare-paying passengers, as errors are less likely and the new technology is helping us root out persistent offenders. As for Metrolink extensions, TfGM are currently progressing a number of business cases, examining future extensions including Stockport. Let's hope these new plans will provide more accessibility for the people travelling from the surrounding areas of Manchester.
Hi, Ashley Stone here for Your Manchester, and I have just had the most fantastic night out here at the Opera House, where we've witnessed once again the world tour of the Rocky Horror Show. It is, of course, one of the most world-famous rock musicals of all time. By Richard O'Brien, it tells of the torrid tale of course, the mad scientist Dr. Frankenfurter and his crazed gang of people who are hell-bent on creating a man. But what is the longevity and the appeal of Rocky Horror? Let's ask this lady here. Hello. This is Your Manchester TV. What do you love about the Rocky Horror Show? Why do you come to see it again and again?
It was actually my first time,
Your
but
first
it's
time?
not that you can shout things outside.
So you're a Rocky Horror virgin then, is that right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You've had your Rocky Horror cherry pop. Then what do you love about the show?
Well, the abuse.
You love the abuse. Well, I'm sure that's what Frank and the gang like.
And all of that at once, isn't it? And just, it's fun.
And it's just so wacky and out there, and it's actually a real cult classic, isn't it?
Absolutely. Can't wait to see it again.
Brilliant. So you're going to come and see it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
I've got to keep control. I remember during the time war, drinking those moments when the blackness hit me and the voice of me calling. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
We've got our own Magenta here. What's your real name in your civilian life?
Martha, I'm from Norway.
Martha from Norway. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So have you come all the way over to Manchester to watch?
Yes.
And is it your first time watching the Rocky Horror?
Yes.
So what do you think the enduring appeal is of the Rocky Horror Show? What do you love about it?
Just being able to go all out and enjoying it in like every way. Dressing up, being part of the show.
And can I just say, she does look absolutely fabulous, as of course, the maid with a deadly bite, the one and only Magenta. Well, I hope you're going to come and see it again now you've had your Rocky Horror cherry popped, yeah?
Every year.
Every year, thank you very much. Well, there we are. And don't forget, of course, the Rocky Horror Show runs now until Sunday, the 28th of January. Let's ask this fabulous lady over here. Come and join us. Come through, come through. You're here for Your Manchester TV. Have you seen the Rocky Horror Show before? And why do you come back again and again? What do you think the appeal of the Rocky Horror Show is?
It's fun.
It's
fun.
It's absolute fun. Anything else?
What about it?
You love it, yeah?
Yeah.
You really enjoy it. Thank you very much. Hope you come again. Well, there we are then. The proof is in the pudding. The Rocky Horror fans are die-hard fans. But remember, of course, this is on now at the Opera House until Sunday, the 28th of January.
We would like, if we may, to take you on a strange journey. To mark the return of Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show to the Manchester Opera House, Canvas will be hosting a specially themed bottomless brunch on Saturday 27th of January, featuring a sensational live tribute to the outrageous musical phenomenon. Enjoy a tasty brunch provided by Canvas social partners, Block Steak Shop and bottomless drinks for 90 minutes, followed by live performances of the iconic Rocky Horror Show songbook. Dressing up and audience participation is encouraged. Don't dream it. Be it. Time is fleeting and places for brunch are strictly limited. But don't worry, you can also join us later for the floor show and we'll do the time warp again. Book your tickets for the Rocky Horror Bottomless Brunch Show at thecanvasvenues.com.
Well, looks a good show, doesn't it?
Yes, it's been going for years, hasn't it? The Rocky Horror Show.
Rocky Horror Show.
Always does good business.
Yes.
It does.
Very good.
And I tell you something, the narrator last night at the opening was Philip Franks.
Darling Buds Mate?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Who also directed the play we saw last night at the Lowry.
Get out.
Yes.
We've done full circle.
Aren't we? We're good for two simple folks.
Yeah, very good for two simple
Yes,
folks.
we are.
Listen, we must just mention one of our lovely sponsors.
Yes.
Yes, now
Yes.
C&D Security, keeping our streets very, very safe.
They are indeed.
They are about to do something even more special, everybody.
Yes.
Because the people think they just stand on the door and they look pretty and they stop people with any hassle. No, there's more to it, you know.
Well, yes.
Yeah. C&D Security are the only company within the village, yes, that are on a FREC 3 course.
Good Lord.
FREC 3 course. Now, this means, right, you ready for this?
Yes.
This is a list of what will be in there.
Oh.
The roles and responsibilities of pre-hospital care providers.
All right. So if you're injured, yeah.
Yeah. So you get casualty assessment, airway management, FREC provider role, universal precautions, emergency care equipment, patient/treatment documentation, consent, incident assessment and control, casualty management, secondary survey, the ABCD approach. Remember that on Resuscitation?
Oh, I do, yes.
Yes. Airway anatomy, airway management. Yeah, I mean, there's just...
Basically, if you go on this course, it's going to take you up a notch.
That's
a
right.
huge notch looking at this list.
And they do deal with trauma as well.
Well, I could do with somebody trained in that on standby on this show, to be honest.
That's right. If you want to get in contact with them and partake in that very said course, then just contact the C&D Security.
Yeah.
It's marvellous.
Isn't it?
Exciting.
Yes, and they've been very supportive of your Manchester, I have to say, so thank you for that. And
very supportive of people on the streets as well.
They are indeed.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's great. We are out of time for today, though.
What?
I cannot believe it. We are out of time. But listen, we've got a marvellous show lined up for you next week. We really have. I can't tell you what's going on.
No, I can't either, because I've absolutely no idea, but it's been marvellous.
Anyway, thanks for watching this week's episode of
Your Manchester.
Son of a... Damn! Sir, we got a situation. I'm receiving confirmation of illegal aviation over LAX.
What'd you say?
Check the radar data. I don't want to instigate a crisis, but sooner or later, someone ought to call the feds.
Sir, I'm approaching a commotion in San Pedro by the ocean. There's a crowd of people frozen like some crazy cult devotion. This might sound like a dumb thing, but they're looking up at something in the holy crap. I'm gonna call you back.
Now I don't know about you. But I ain't ever seen. My eyes are telling me it's
or 190. There's a chair in the air and a man. I mean, I swear to God, a man in a chair in the air. No, I'm not kidding. What? I'm telling you, I'm seeing, well, I think a human being, possibly a European, maybe even an alien.
Listen up, I found his frequency. I'm gonna try to speak and see if he'll reply to me. Can we just get him safely down? Okay. We need a few specifics, his velocity and drift. Exactly why is he gotta be good?
Now I don't know about you. But I ain't ever seen. My eyes are telling me it's true. But it's like something on the big screen. And now I don't know what to do. Why me or now what does it mean? Because there's literally 42 balloons and a lawn chair.
Oh my son of a...
Damn!
Has someone called the FBI?
Is it technically illegal?
He's already 7,000 feet.
Any fall is surely lethal.
The police are with his ground crew.
He's the new Evel Knievel.
Wait, did someone say his ground crew?
Yes, he's got a ground crew. Crazy Monster Man has a ground crew too. Now I don't know about you.